Hey guys, welcome back to the Ultimate Goosebumps Man channel, and today I am bringing you guys another book review. I'm getting these out really fast right now because I just have a lot of free time to record these, which I'm very thankful for because I'm so behind on these reviews. So I'm thankful I can finally have some time to catch up, and I'm finally at the last book of the first 10 set. And if you guys don't know what I plan to do with this, once I've reviewed the first 10 books, or a set of 10 books, because this will be something I do throughout the rest of the review series. Once I'm done reviewing a set of 10, I'm going to do a ranking of those 10 books. So, I've finally reached the last book in this selection that I need before I can start getting this ranking video out, which I'm really excited to bring to you guys. But, first I gotta get the review done. So, today I'm going to be reviewing Goosebumps, book number 10, The Ghost Next Door. Now, this is absolutely one of my favorite books, for many, many reasons. First off, I have a really big nostalgia factor with this book. This is the very first Goosebumps book I ever read in full when I was a kid. I checked it out from my public library, and while a lot of the books originally I was too scared to read as a kid, like Horror Camp Jelly Jam, How to Kill a Monster, Night of the Living Dummy, this is the first Goosebumps book that I actually read all the way through. So, this book will always hold a very special place in my heart because of that. It's also one of the very first Goosebumps books I ever bought and actually owned. So, this has a lot of big nostalgia for me, and I'll always have a special place in my heart for this book. But, nostalgia doesn't always necessarily mean that a book will hold up, so I was curious to see what it was going to be like when I reread it as an adult, and thankfully, it held up just the same. I think this book is easily one of the greatest books R.L. Stine's ever come up with. One of the most unique books in the terms of what happens to the protagonist, and I'll get into that later on. I usually give some kind of spoiler if I need to talk about it for the plot points. So, again, spoiler alert right now. I'm giving you spoiler alerts right here. If you have not read The Ghost Next Door, go and read it. It is a phenomenal book. Easily one of the greatest of the original 10. Stine, he just brought something very unique to the table with this book. So, first of all, what's the book about? The book follows Hannah Fairchild, who is home for the summer. She's kind of bored. Her friends are all off at camp, and she's kind of stuck at home. She's two younger brothers and then her parents, and things just seem kind of weird, like her friends aren't replying to her messages or letters or anything like that. So she's just kind of feeling very lonely. And eventually she notices there's something weird going on at this house next door. She notices there's a boy and his mom who have moved into this house, but she never knew he moved in. I mean, she never saw movers, she never saw anything happen like that. So she's kind of weirded out by this kid. His name is Danny. But they still kind of end up forming a bond and a little bit of a friendship. But as things goes on, Hannah notices some weird stuff with Danny. You know, he just randomly will disappear when she's not looking. He'll kind of run away whenever she asks certain questions to him. And overall, he's just acting kind of suspicious. And so, Hannah begins to suspect that Danny may be a ghost. And that's kind of the whole catalyst of the plot, mainly. It's just her trying to figure out and find a way to prove that Danny is a ghost, while also she finds that she's being stalked by this weird shadowy figure. It's really creepy. It makes a really great presence in the book. As I'll get into with the episode definitely makes him worse for many reasons, but in the book, he is fantastic. I think the shadow creature is very threatening, very eerie. You don't know what his deal is until near the end. And yeah, that's the basic plot idea. But the one thing that sets this book out is that there is a huge plot twist in the middle of the book. It's not one of those books that saves the twist till the end. There's a big plot twist right in the middle. And again, spoiler alert for you guys who haven't read it. Again, I'm about to spoil the ending. Stop the review, read the book, and then come back and finish watching it because, yeah, I'm going to tell you what the big twist is. So the twist of this book, again, happens around halfway through, and it is revealed that it's not Danny who's the ghost, it's Hannah. And it's revealed that Hannah died in a house fire, that was basically caused after she forgot to put out a campfire they had back behind the house, and eventually during the night it lit the house on fire and killed her and her family. So yeah, Hannah is the ghost in this story, and basically what this shadow entity wants is to take over Danny's body. He plans to kill Danny in another house fire and then take over Danny's body as a vessel so he can live on. And basically the ending kind of involves Hannah having to go and save Danny before the shadow entity can claim his body. And it ends on a very emotional note. This is easily one of the most emotional Goosebumps books of all time. Hannah is easily one of my favorite protagonists. I think that she is just very endearing, and her whole story is just very heartfelt. And again, her motivations, especially near the climax, are really wholesome, and it ends on a really nice note that just really is a very satisfying conclusion to the story, which is very different from most Goosebumps books, which usually hints that maybe things don't end so well for the protagonist. But this is one of the stories that does end on a happier note for all the characters. And it's just a great book overall. My positives towards it, as I mentioned, I love Hannah as a protagonist. She is great. You know, the actress does a great job portraying her in the episode counterpart. She is actually in the movie. If you guys didn't know, if you haven't seen the 2015 Goosebumps movie, or you're not really sure about some of the references, Hannah is, you know, Odeya Rush's character in the Goosebumps movie from 2015. And that was a really great way of incorporating another character from the Goosebumps series into that film, and it was really clever how they did it. I really like that detail. But yeah, Hannah's a great protagonist. I think she's really sympathetic. She is very, again, very kind-hearted. She, while is definitely trying to sleuth around and figure out what's going on with Danny, you can kind of understand why she's acting this way. It's because she just feels very weirded out at this whole situation. And I really like her protagonist. I think that the shadow entity is very creepy as a very ominous presence in the book. He is very subdued, which I really appreciate in the book, is that he is much more of a side antagonist. Like, there's not really a big antagonist in this book. It's mainly about a character exploration with Hannah. And then you have the shadow entity as kind of a side antagonist. And again, he's been minimally in the book. He's really good, though, really creepy, very intimidating, mysterious. And you don't know much about him until near the end of the book, which I really like. I think all the other characters are still really good as well, though. I don't think there's any really bad characters. Her younger brothers can be kind of annoying at times, but, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't detract the book for me at all. And I honestly don't have any negatives with it. I think this book is perfect, in my opinion. And I know this is a very beloved book, and a lot of people would probably agree with me. And yeah, I just think this book's amazing. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it in Season 2 of the Disney Plus show, because it's been confirmed that this is one of the books getting adapted. I have some theories. I'm not going to say anything here, but I do have some theories about how they're going to adapt this book into the season. But yeah, great book. 10 out of 10. Easily one of my top favorites. I loved it as a kid. Still love it to this day. And it's great to see one of those childhood favorite books still hold up just as well, if not even better, than it was when I was a kid. So yeah, great book. Highly, highly recommend you read it if you haven't read it yet. Hopefully you did before this review if you haven't read it, because again, I kind of told you the twist. So hopefully you guys all read the book before finishing this review if you haven't read it. But yeah, phenomenal book. One of Sign's best, hands down. And yeah, I don't think there's any much else to say about this. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll be getting to you soon with the episode review video, as well as hopefully the full first 10 books ranking and the episode adaptations of those 10 books ranked. So, not sure when I'll get those two videos out, but I'm hoping to get the book and episode reviews for Ghost Next Door out at the same time like I usually do my reviews. So yeah, again, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video, and have a scary day.